So I was scrolling on my feed and I came across a video of a melanated man on his lunch break from work. He wasn't having a bad day. The manager didn't yell at him. There was no micromanaging going on. He simply had a realization with tears flowing down his face, saying that we weren't built to do this. This is not life. We weren't designed to work up underneath another man, especially another man of another nation from another culture. So I watched this video, and what he was saying was obvious to me. And I see that a lot of people are aware and conscious of the work nature and how employers don't really treat employees the best. You know, they're making millions, the CEO making multi-millions while they feed the employees at the bottom peanuts. But he's not obligated to give you more. Nobody owes you anything. This is his company, and how he conducts business is how he conducts business. I notice as employees, they feel entitled to what the CEO has, to what their manager has, because they're doing all the field work. They're doing all the groundwork. You know, they're the ones out in the field, not the ones behind a closed door, behind a monitor in an office by themselves. But he broke down and had this realization saying, we were not meant to work for someone else for 40 years, 5 days a week with 2 days break. You probably get 2 weeks vacation, basic 401k matching, and you do that for 40 years until you're 65. And then once you're 65, you get to live life. This never made sense to me on my equation, but people don't go as far to think about what life really is about and what I'm supposed to be doing here. Us, and I'm going to talk to the black man, the melanated man, the African man. We're working for everybody else, building everybody else's empire, but we don't even have an empire for ourselves. It's passed down from us, from parents, to go to school, work hard, get a good job. And how long are we going to keep saying these words to realize that there are better ways to go about being successful? And we have to define what success is to us. Success isn't making 100K a year in a job you don't like for someone else, where you're paying $2 million in mental turmoil, mental and emotional turmoil. The CEO is at the top making 10 million, right? And he's not doing heavy lifting. He may be in charge of the corporation, of the company, but you're at the ground level building the empire. Imagine if everybody at the ground level just stopped working. Where would the CEO be? Let's say all the truck drivers stopped working for these major companies. Where would these companies be? You see, in these big corporations and these companies, the ground level employee is not treated in the same regard as importance as the CEO or as the manager. They're just being given orders and they have to follow those orders. They pay them a slight bit more money, but it's nothing to empower you or to free you. And I'm glad I see this brother having this realization on his breaking down, because I know us as melanated people, we like to learn the hard way. When I told some family members and friends I was going to school for entrepreneurship and business, they was like, oh, that's tough, that's difficult. And I say that's the way of life. That's the only way. We're the only nation of people that say, oh, entrepreneurship is not for everyone. That's bullshit. Everybody's in our neighborhoods making a buck out of us. But supposedly we don't have any money. You think everybody's in our neighborhood because we don't have money? The Chinese are in the nail salons. They got the Chinese food spot in our hood. The Arabs got the bodegas, the smoke shops. The Hispanics are working on the cars. But I don't see any other person that looks like me in their neighborhoods. And this is no knock to any other nation. I'm just talking to the family right now. I don't hate anybody, but this is a realization that us as a people must have. Talking about entrepreneurship is not for everyone. Get a good job. Get that bullshit out of here. We have no power because we're working for someone else. We have to assimilate because we're working for someone else. All these ethnicities are in our neighborhoods. I don't see them assimilating. The Arabs are speaking Arabic in their shops. Your wife, or if you're a lady watching this, the Chinese people speak Chinese right in front of you while they're doing your foot. But us as black, we have to have our hair right. We have to speak in the right tone. We have to pronounce every syllable. Get the fuck out of here. That's because we don't work for ourselves. It's take off. I know it's about the money, right? I know it's about the check, right? But it's at a point where we have to build economic power for oneself. See, every other nation looks at us as the black dollar, the black vote in politics, because they see us as babies. We depend on work. We depend on education. We depend on other people to fix things for us. We're too dependent. It's time for the black person, black man, black woman, melanated man, African man, Caribbean man. If you are melanated skin, it's time for us to take control of what's ours and what's our neighborhood. We weren't built here. We wasn't designed here to be, truck drivers, RNs, nurses, aides. We're all in bondage by every nation. They got on the African continent itself, China buying up Africa, Indians running Kenya. In Kenya, there's an Indian and white bar where black people are not allowed to. You don't hear this from all your other friend groups. You don't hear this from any other group. But we're the only people that practice integrationalism. We're not allowed to buy homes in Chinatown. You can try, but they'll probably tell you to the face they don't want you there. Or they'll play the bullshit game like, oh, someone bites, somebody, But us, we're so welcoming and shit. And I'm telling you, this shit has to stop. We have to start gatekeeping what's ours and start putting our foot down to provide better for ourselves, our family, and our nation as a whole. Even if you're a successful melanated person, you're not free until the continent of Africa is free. You're only as good as your weakest link. I could be a multi-millionaire, but at these tables, at these boardrooms, they'll bring it up that, oh, your nation is poor, your nation, there's homelessness, and your nation is killing each other. Although it's a circumstance of lack of job opportunities, but we have to oversee that. We have to overcome that and start creating jobs. You shouldn't have to work for anybody else. You have a family business, you have your own business, and you hire your family. Employ people of your nation. This is not hate. Every other race does this. Every other race does this. It's time for the black people to wake up on just becoming more gatekeeper-like. We have to self-preserve ourselves because we're all over the place, working for other people, mixing with other people. And this is all creating another oppression, having mixed children. But I'm all over the place. This is just a video on building that castle, that throne that you have inside of you. I know you have that crown DNA inside of you. You have that spirit inside of you. You have a castle inside of you. It's up to you to go through with it. And I'll tell you right now that your biggest obstacle is going to be people of your own nation. You'll go so far up, well, you realize that once you get past the people of your nation, then you actually fight the ops. You know, the ops being other nations. And we were born to be elite. You can't be average in this world. Black people, it's time to rise and take over. I'm going to do more pro-black videos because this is the frequency I'm on. This is the time I'm on. It's time to wake up and produce, create. Stop fucking consuming all the damn time. You scrolling on your phone, you shop, giving your money away to all these different nations, and then complain how we don't own or have shit. We can't keep pointing the finger anymore. It's time to point the finger in the mirror. It's time to point the finger at you. Man, what are you creating? What are you making? What jobs are you handing out? But man, that's it for now. More studios out. Click the link in the bio for The Caged Bird Still Flies, out now on Amazon. And if you enjoyed this video, like, share, comment, subscribe. Till next time, you guys be well. 1.